Welcome. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you the second part to the Tutorial Islands remake. We're making it our own way and we're going to add more features to this. So before we get started, if you could hit that subscribe button, toggle the notification button, you'll be notified with every single video that will be coming out in this series, plus other videos I will be uploading to my channel. Also, if you hit the thumbs up and give us a comment down below and let us know what you think of this video, and hopefully everyone's enjoying the series so far. I think we're up to episode number 25 now, so we're making some pretty good progress. This whole entire section could take maybe about 6+ videos. It depends on how deep we get into it. I'll be leading you all the way through it from start to finish, and then obviously I might even ask you to come up with some ideas of your own and then share them with me in the comment section. And we'll see what we can do. Whether I can make it or I'll let yous make it, and then yous give me a bit of the code and I'll flash it off as a snippet, or I'll implement what you've done and make it a little bit different. Okay, so just a little thing that I'm thinking about organizing, asking guys like all of you guys about like opinions on certain things and so forth. But anyways, now let's get into this tutorial, because it is going to be a big tutorial. So I've got the game loaded up already, as you can tell, and this is where we need to be. Alright, for the whole tutorial, we need to be in this part. So we're going to type in chords, right? The chords is 3094 by 3107 by 0. Teleport there and then log out of your account, okay? We need to work with this NPC here, alright? It is a very tricky one, so I'll go as easy and explain through everything as I go through it. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so now that we're on Eclipse and we've closed off the game application, so that's no longer running, the first thing we need to do is open up dialogue handler, NPC handler, and object handler. Now I'll tell you the 3 locations of these files. Okay, the location for the dialogue handler, as we can tell up the top underneath package, is com.feather.game.player.dialogues. The NPC handler is in the same section, which is com.feather.net. It's under com.feather.net.decoders.handlers. Sorry, and same with the object handler that's underneath the same thing. Okay. Now, to start off with this code, the first thing we should do is probably the easiest part. Now, we're going to get an error, but it's okay because we can work through this and get it done pretty relatively quick. Okay. So, underneath this tutorial section, underneath the if pickables, okay, we're going to write / tutorial on line 1157 and then save it. Okay, NPC handler. Now this is where we handle our NPC with its ID. So the NPC we want to do is on line 111. We're going to do else if bracket NPC.getID is equal to 9. Oh, actually, sorry, that's a different one. Don't worry about this one. Sorry, I scrolled to the wrong part. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for RuneScape guide. Here we go, RuneScape guide. At line 218, we need to do else if npc.getID is equal to 995, and then we need to do player.getDialogueManager.startDialogue, and then we need to do in these 2 quotation marks RuneScape guide. So capital R, capital S, and capital G. And then we need to do that one next to the dot button. Honestly, I forget what that key is called. Well, I'm going to have to memorize that one. And then we have to do npc.getID, okay? And that's it. If you remember what that key is called, just put it in the comment section, because, yeah, I don't even know where I am at the moment with it. Okay, so anyway, we've got that. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to go to dialogue handler, and we want to scroll down. And now you're going to see this part here. Now, if you've ever done this to comment out a section, you can highlight it. So hold on a sec. Say we highlight this whole section, and I'm like, oh crap, it's got a comment there. We want to press the control and the forward / button, and it removes it. Forward / button will apply it, so you can actually comment things out in sections by doing that. Okay, just a little quick tip. Okay, so if you've deleted the RuneScape guide.class before, we are on the good boat. If not, we have to delete that. So you'd have to go underneath the dialogues tab, which is com.feather.game.dialogues, and delete the RuneScape guide class. Okay. Now, once we've done that, we should have a red line on this RuneScape guide class, or yeah, RuneScape guide. And then we want to go create class. Okay, this is the quickest way. We just want to go bang, finish it. All right. So now they're in there. We need to extend All right. So we're going to extend, and we're going to extend dialogue. Okay. Now, I could import this, or I'm not, but I'm not going to for this tutorial because it's better that I don't. Okay. So we're all in the same spot together, and we can work through it and understand. So we need to do first a private static boolean. So boolean. Yep. Okay. And we want to go guide with the capital S for start. Okay. Is equal false. Then we're going to go guide progress equals false. Okay. And then we want to do guide finish, or no, sorry, not finish, completed is equal false. You can name these whatever you like, but this is what I'm going to call it. Okay. Now we're going to go private static boolean again. Okay. And this boolean is going to be opened chest equals false, and obtained items is equal false. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, piece of shit. All right. Turning off that for a sec because that's annoying me. Okay. Now, underneath all this section here, we need to do a override. Okay, so we need to do overriding method, which is public void start. Okay, open, closing, and that. Now we need to type in if guide start is equal to false. Okay, so if that the guide thing that we've done here, now see how it's established, it doesn't have a line underneath, it means now we're using that code. Okay, so we can use it as a reference. We can right click here and we can go open declaration, or even open it and it'll tell us where it's coming from. Okay, now that we've done that, we need to do send npc dialog, right? So like that, and we want to open this. We want to type in 945, which is the NPC's ID. Okay, so it shows a picture of that NPC. Now the next part we need to do is we need to type in 9827. Now that's its animation, so it's talking animation. Okay, the next thing we need to do is open and closing brackets like these, like, you know, quotations or whatever. And we want to press enter, right? So we want to get that down a line, and we want to put a semicolon at the end. Now this part here I'm going to break down and go over very, very simple as I can. Okay, so we're going to type in welcome to tutorial island. Okay, and then we're going to say I am the tutor. Sorry. Okay, so I am the tutor dot, and then we want to do this. Okay, so less than, and then BR, and then greater than. Okay, so what that means break. So it's going to break a line. Now we need to put that part that's next to the dot again after every line that we're doing. Okay, the maximum you can have is 5 lines. You have any more than that, you won't be able to see it. Okay, and break means it will just start a new line. So what I'm going to do is go, may I ask what your what is your name? So I want to know what the person's name is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go plus, and we're going to go these open and closing brackets. We're going to type in player dot get appearance, right? Dot is male. Okay, so this is going to say, well, is he male? Is he female? Okay, so we're asking this a question. We want to put a question mark underneath that, or over that, please. 2 quotations. We need to type in sir. Okay. And then we're going to do the or, well, not or, but like the double dot, not the semicolon one, but the singular one. Okay. And then we're going to do 2 quotations again and type in ma'am. Okay. And then we want to do a plus symbol again. We also want to do exclamation point inside those 2 quotations, and that's that line completed. Okay. So now that we've got that with this at the end, we can put a comment at the end just to explain what it is, which I'm not going to. Okay, so now that we've completed that, the thing that we have to do is initialize stages. So we want to go stage is equal to 1 semicolon. Okay, now we want to go this is the parts that really are important, is else if statement. So else if we want to say guide progress is equal to true, and opened chest is equal to false. Okay. We're going to open and close curly bracket on that. We're going to send NPC dialog again. Okay. We're going to do 945 by 9827 like we normally would. Okay. For this tutorial, it's always going to be that with NPC. We're going to go come back when you have opened and searched the chest. Okay. With a dot at the end. Semicolon there. And we want to go stage is equal to 6. Okay. I'll explain the stages as we go through them. The next thing we need to do is another else if statement, which is our last else if up here. Okay. This one here needs to be guide completed. Okay. And we need to say that it's equal to true and open and close curly braces. Okay. We're going to do send NPC dialog, and this is a bit of coding in this part because we've got to add so much information to this. So 945 9827, and we want to do a couple of lines of these again. So you know what I mean, like we've got to drop it down a bit and we'll do it. All right, so 1 and 2, we've got 5 for this one. All right, 3, 4 and 5. Always on the last one, you don't have to add these things that are next to the dot, okay? So now you have completed and collected the items, dot, and then we want to put BR for the break again, okay? So now that we broke that, we need to go to the next part, which underneath here, we need to type in you can now go see the survival with capital S, okay, expert with a capital E, okay, for your, and then we want to put that line with a BR again because we want to break the line, but we want to make it look like it's the one sentence, so we haven't put a dot, okay. Go to the next one and we go next tasks. You will learn about skills such as dot, okay, and we want to put a BR there as well, so break the line. And this part here we want to go wood cutting, fire making, fletching, fishing, cooking, and we want to do dot at the end with a break line again. Alright, so now that we broke line, and then we'll go soon we will restore the island. Okay, so that's what it says. So now you've completed and collected the items. You can now go to see the survival expert for your next task. You will learn about skills such as wood cutting, fire making, fletching, fishing, cooking, and soon we will restore the island. Okay, so the way I'm making this is that it's a quest within different NPCs without a quest interface, alright? But we're going to work on something in the next tutorial. It's going to be a little bit of a secret, and it's going to be working on a custom interface that we're going to spawn an actual interface that already exists, but we're going to make a task list, and we'll have to complete the task list and hand it in. It'll tell us what we need to do and information about like those skills and stuff like that. We can work on all that sort of stuff. So that's going to be pretty handy. And the reason why I'm saying soon to restore the island, because obviously years ago I've made it that there's going to be a story that years ago this island was found by people and they used this to train and everything else, but obviously we don't know what reason they're no longer around. Someone refound this land and they're finding like history on it, so now they want to bring it back to its former glory by teaching people all the stuff like wood cutting, fire making, fletching, fishing, cooking, mining, smithing, and all those sort of skills to pretty much get you started in game, combat a lot. And it's going to have some like little twists and like stuff like that. It's going to be pretty good. We'll work on it. I'll ask you guys for some ideas as well that we can actually implement together to make this even better. Okay, so underneath that, instead of me talking shit, let's get onto it. So stage is equal to 6, okay? Now you're going to say, well, this one here equals to 6 and this one here equals to 6. The reason for that being is because stage 6 is going to be called a end stage. So the dialogue will no longer run. It will completely close dialogue, and that's what we want it to do. We don't want dialogue stuck on the screen, and the only way we can deal with it is by moving. That wouldn't be good, okay? So the next thing, underneath 2 of these, we need to add in a public static void search chest. Okay, we want to put in the brackets final player, and we want to do final world object, because we are working with a world object right now. Control Shift and O to import both those classes. And that one there didn't, because I spelt world wrong. Okay, now we'll do that again. So world works now. Okay, so now what we need to do is get the object ID. So if, and we want to say object.getID is equal to 37010. Okay, and then if I'm going to say guide progress is equal to true, open and closing bracket on that as well. So we needed 2 of those. And the last one, if obtained items is equal to false, then we want to open that as well. Okay. And we want to go player.getInventory.add item. And we want to say 1351 and 1 of them. Okay. And I want to put a thing at the end and say hatchet. This is so we can keep track of what items we're actually adding. So player.getInventory.add item, and the item is 590 for the next one by 1, and that is tinderbox. Okay, so we want to say that it's a tinderbox. You can see where I'm going with this. Player.getInventory.add item, right? And we want to say 303, 1, or whatever the far hell it is. That one there, and we want to type in, well, what is this one? Small fishing net. Okay, and then we want to go last one, which is player.getInventory.add item, and we want to say this is 946. You guys will know what this is because we've used this code before, which is our knife. Okay, so now that we've got all those items added in, the next thing that we need to do is declare that the guide completed is going to be true. Okay, so we're going to say guide completed is equal to true. All right, so this is how we called change the boolean from being a false to true, okay, or true to false. You know, you can change it either way. You can start it off with all of them being true and change them to false. It doesn't matter. It's just they have to be opposite of each other to click a switch on and off. You know, if you turned on a light switch, it's going to be either true that it's on or it's false that it's off. But in this coding, we can say that it's false when it's actually on and true when it's off, because it doesn't matter. There's no bounds in that. It's just how you write the code. Okay, anyway, so guide progress is equal to false. Okay, so that's saying that now this here is going to be false. So if we go to run this again, it will say no, we cannot run this code anymore, this is false. All right, and that's what we need to do, otherwise there's going to be bugs. And I mean, like, you'll be able to grab as many items as you like and do all sorts of weird things. You won't progress anywhere through this quest. Okay, so obtain items as well needs to be true. So they're opposite from each other. You see what I'm saying now? You understand? It's pretty good. So we need to do an else if here. Okay, and inside the brackets we need to do obtained items. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Equal true. Oops. Okay. Open and close curly bracket, and then we want to go player.getPackets.send game message, right? And the game message means don't get greedy. Okay, I'll fix up the spelling on that in a sec. You already obtained your free items. Okay, so that's what we're going to say. I reckon that sounds suitable. Don't get greedy. You already obtained, oh Jesus, obtained your free items. Okay. Control S to save. And now we're going to continue on. So after 4 of these, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Press enter there. And we want to do an @override. Oops. And we want to do a public void run. Now, in the run method, we need to type in int interface ID and int component ID. Okay. And make sure it's spelled correctly. Only the second word has to have one capital, not both. And I've done it with both, so it's not going to work properly. There we go. Now that's established properly. If we press enter here, it's going to make another curly bracket, so this will all work. Okay. So the first thing we need to type in here is a switch. And I'm pretty sure we've worked with the switch before in a previous tutorial. This switch is going to be called stage. Okay. We're going to open. We're going to go case 1. Okay. Like that. And we're going to go send player dialog. Yeah, we're going to actually make ourselves have a dialogue. So 9827. And the NPC before, if you remember, he asked what was our name. So now we're going to tell him what our name is. So we're going to go my name is space. Okay. And we're going to go plus player.get display name. Okay. Plus again. And we're going to do these 2 buttons with that in it and a semicolon at the end. Okay. So what that's saying is that it will say my name is space with your name with the exclamation point at the end. Okay. The next thing we need to do underneath that is we need to do a stage is equal to 2. And then we need to do a break. Now, cases are stages. So case, when we read up here stage 1, that refers to this. Stage 2 will be case 2 and so forth. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is underneath this, we need to type in case 2. Okay. And we need to do send NPC dialog. Okay. 9459827. And we need to put these 2 again. Press enter to go down 1 line. I want to scroll down a little bit just so you guys can see a bit more. That will be better. Okay. I was wondering if you could help me on this island. Right. And we're going to put a BR because we need a break line. Just remember, BR is very important. It just makes the code look neater. Okay. So now we're going to drop that again. Do this. Second. We're only going to use 4 this time. All right. 3, 4. All right. So now that we're on the 4th, we're going to go. We are trying to restore. Oh my God. We are trying to restore the island back to what it was. And we want to put a dot with a break line. And we want to say, but now this place is abandoned. So abandoned from nearly 8 years. Oh no, not 8 years. Nearly 100 years ago. I reckon that sounds a bit more acceptable. 100 years, it's a big long time, yes, but it makes sense, all right? And then when we say, are you able to help me restore this island? Question mark, okay? And then what we want to do underneath this is we want to do that plus, and we're going to go player.get display name, because we're going to make it so, we're going to ask the actual player, not just ask in general. We want to know what the player's thinking, what he's going to say about this, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is stage is equal to 3 with a semicolon and break with a semicolon, okay? Now we need to do case 3, 3 with the dots, okay? So now that we're up to case 3, we need to do this, which is a send options dialog. So send options dialog. Okay, And in here needs to be the title of our dialogue. So it's select an option. Now, I'm going to give you a quick rundown for people that are not very aware with what send option dialogue is. And my bad, I'm not meant to put that there. It's meant to actually not have that either. It's meant to go here, right? We're going to pull it over here and we're going to open up 2 of these. Okay, one more. Now that we've got that, we want to go with a bracket and a semicolon, all right? And we want to say, I will help you. You don't need to put a break on this one because you don't need to because they're options. I refuse to help you. Okay. Now that we've got both those, I'll give you a quick explanation on what is going on. So select option can have up to 4 or 5 options. I'm pretty sure it's 5. The 5th one generally you use as next or continue or exit or whatever, and that will be like going to the next page to open up another lot of like $5 options or whatever else, and you can put it into a loop, so it goes from first page to second page, first page to second page, over and over. Or you can go first to like 450 pages. It doesn't matter, there's no limit to it. You can make more and more and more, but you don't want to scroll through so many pages just to find one thing. It makes it a bit, difficult. So what this actually does is it will bring up a dialogue saying that we can click the button. So it's a click button, and we can use this to say we're going to help the person or we're not going to help this person. You can also do it to open up shops. You can do it to trade things. You can do it to hand them items. You can do it to check wealth. Whatever you want to do, it's endless, okay? Hopefully that gives you a little bit of understanding if you're not too familiar with it. But if not, we can actually get more deeper into this sort of stuff as we get through Tutorial Island anyways, because we're going to need it. All right, so we're going to go guide start equals true and guide progress is equal to true. And then we want to go stage is equal to 6. Okay. And I actually stuffed up with this here. As you can see, it doesn't say progress. It says progress or whatever. Okay. So now after we've done that, it looks a bit strange. So underneath this one here, okay, we need to do this, the following. If, I want to say component ID is equal to option underscore 2. Okay. Open and closing on that. And I'll explain to you in a sec what is going on. Now, did I spell that correctly? Change to component ID. Sorry, it is a bit weird. Hold on. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be component ID, and I've just done it backwards. Anyways, we're meant to have it lowercase, not higher case. The second letter is always that. It's just I'm typing this a bit too quick tonight. Okay, so anyways, what this does is option 2 would be this one here. Option 3, option 4, and option 5, and option 6, and so forth. Whatever that goes up to, right? So I've actually missed one, sorry. It's option 1 and then option 2. So we need to change this to option 1. Sorry. I misread that. And then we need to go send NPC dialogue. Okay. We want to do the 945 and 9827. Okay. So when we send that, we're going to type in 2 lines of this. Okay. And I'll explain to you what we're going to write in them and why we're writing in them. And you could do whatever you like, but this is what I am doing. You can change it around. You can make it sound a little bit more better if you wanted to. But to me, this is what I came up with on the spot. Okay, so you're really going to help me. So like he's asking, you're going to help me. And then you go, thank you ever so kindly. So he's thankful and he's glad that you're actually doing it. Now, at the end of these, we do need to put break again, okay? Because these are actually dialogue. They're not like buttons, you know what I mean? Okay. And that was my bad about this refuse to help stuff. Can we please get rid of this guide start, guide progress, and stage? delete that and put that underneath the option 1. Okay. So now that we've done that, okay, we need to do if. So we need to open up the next stage, which will be underneath this. We need to go if, and we want to say component ID is equal to option underscore 2. Right, I'm going to go send npc dialog, and we want to do 9459827. You can copy and paste this stuff, but I'm going to type it out. I'm going to type in here, you do not wish to help me, question mark. Okay, put a semicolon at that. We're going to drop this down one line. We're going to tab it over a bit. All right, get it all lined up so it looks nice. Come back when you wish to help. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We just didn't put the thing at the end of that line. Okay, and then we want to go stage is equal to 6. All right, then underneath this one here, see how we didn't put any breaks? Underneath this one here, we need to put in a break. Okay, and then save it. Is that correct? Hold on. Where is this? Where is this? Component ID option 1. Okay, and then we want to go break. Sorry, not break. We want to do case 6. So case 6. Oh, did we actually go? Yeah, we went outside the thing. My bad. Cut and paste that. I just need to straighten up this code. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just straightening up the code. I don't like when it's so messy because it's hard to see whereabouts you are and whereabouts you're not. So we've got this one here, right? So that there, if we look at it, case 4. I didn't even do a case 4, did I? No, I didn't. Case 4 is meant to be this part here. Okay, so we go above this one here and we type in case 4. I am so sorry about that. Then case 5 and case 6. We're just going to do it this way. I'm going to get this one, which was meant to be underneath case 4, and I'm going to paste it. Then I'm going to grab this one here. I'm going to cut that one and then go underneath this one here and paste it. Okay. So that way it looks a lot more neater. So option 1, option 2, and it's going to say that they're going to stage 6 each. Okay. And send options dialog, that was meant to be underneath stage 3, which is good. And it's meant to say here that it's going to stage equals 4. Control S to save for a sec. Now, as you can tell, we've got a few errors here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that for a sec. We're going to put here underneath that one, underneath stage 6. Okay, we need to open up one of these and we need to put a break. Okay, so that fixes up all that code. Now we're going to have error here. We're going to open up another one there and another one because there needs to be 3 at the bottom. Okay, now the code's working correctly, and I'm sorry about the few fumbles. Now underneath case 5, we don't have anything, and the reason why I've done that specifically is so it gives you a bit of a break between this case and that case. That way it's not overloaded, and that way you don't accidentally type in the wrong thing and so forth. It was just what I've done at the time. So end this one here, semicolon, and then we can go break, semicolon. Okay, now I'll explain to you what these 2 codes do, just so you get a rough understanding. End means it ends the dialogue completely and X's it correctly. Break means it will go to the next section. But because there's no next section besides this one here that we're about to type in, which we're not using, which we still have to type in because otherwise it will send errors to our command console. You know what I mean? Down here we'll get errors and it won't let us launch. So public, and then we're going to go void, and we're going to go finish, and we just want to open and close, open that, bang. Okay, so now we've got this error. It's got a syntax error. Did I actually type that correctly? I did. What is going on there? There we go. I'll put the actual extra thing at the end, and underneath this break, it's meant to have 2. Okay, there we go. So fixed up the whole code. So that is that code there, right? Now that we've got that code, and we need to add in the one for, let me see. What have we done? We've done Runescape guide, so he's complete. Now it's the object handler. So what we want to do is we want to go if, all right, or actually no, we don't want to do, actually if object dot get, or can we do it? No, we'll do it this way. Instead of object, we'll just write if id is equal to, and then we need 30. I'm just trying to think what the object ID was. 37010. Yeah, that's the one. And then we want to open this. Okay, so in this section there, if the ID equals to that, what are we going to do? So we need to run that class that we just made. So we're going to go Runescape dot guide dot, and we want to go search chest. So the second option here. Bang, 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 and Control S to save. Okay, so now if we run it, it should all be working correctly, and that should be all sweet. Long as you've got the NPC handler information here. Okay, now dialogue handler, that as well. You need those two to run your NPC. I'm pretty sure they're only 2 that you need. Just to be cautious, what we could do is we could look up on here just to make sure. RuneScape guide, and it will tell me exactly everything I used it in. He's in Tutorial Islands, yes. He's in Dialogue Handler and RuneScape Guide. He's in also NPC and Object Handler. So they're all the classes that we used in this tutorial. Cool. Okay, so now that we've got that working, I'm pretty sure we've already started the launcher. Nope. All right, let's start the launcher quickly. I'm going to save that. Run the launcher. Launcher's working correctly. Run the loader. Now let's load it up. Now let's time to make just a character. I've already set the coordination, which I'm pretty sure you guys did earlier underneath the settings Java file. Not in this tutorial, but I'm pretty sure we set it previously to where your character starts off at, and I made it Tutorial Island. If not, I can give you the coordinations, or you can use your admin account and teleport here. But just for this purpose, I'm using a tutorial account, okay? So it's 333 by 333. It doesn't matter, you can make it anything you like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up and talk to that RuneScape guide. There we go. Welcome to Tutorial Island. I am the tutor, or whatever tutor. May I ask what your name is? What your name? Yeah, what is your name, sir? All right. Sorry, my fire reading's out of the window tonight. And then if we click the next or press spacebar, it goes, my name is 333 with the exclamation point. And as you can tell, it says my name as well. Cool. It goes, I was wondering if you could help me on this island. We are trying to restore the island back to what it was, but now this place is abandoned from nearly 100 years ago. Are you able to help me restore this island? And I'm meant to put a spacebar with after the question mark, so it goes 333. So what I'll do quickly is we'll go back into that. We'll find out here, and we want to push the spacebar. So underneath case 2, spacebar at the end of that, Control S and save. Still continue, don't get out of the game. Just go that. And if we go, I refuse to help you, he goes, you do not wish to help me. Come back when you wish to help me. Okay? And as you can tell there, that was all in one line. Didn't look good, did it? So if we go to here, we got to put the BR. See, this is why I say as well, run your code, check what you need to fix up, look for that part, and quickly edit it while you're using it. Okay, so now that we know that all that's working, we won't be able to see it this time around till we reset, which we're not going to. We've seen all this stuff. I'm going to say, I will help you. You're really going to help me? Thank you ever so kindly, he goes. Okay, so and if we click on him again, he goes, come back when you have opened and searched the chest. And if I click on him again, he's going to repeat himself until we finish that. So we're going to go over to the chest. Right, I'm going to turn run on because I don't want to walk for so long. If we click it, now we've got these 4 items in our inventory. So I've clicked it twice. If I go to click it again, nothing's happening. Okay? And it should actually be giving us the message saying that we've already collected the items and we shouldn't be allowed to do it again. Right? But as you can tell, when it says up here, right, there is a part that we forgot to add into this code, and I'll find it in a sec. So the part where we get obtains, okay, obtained item equals true. If it says true, player.get packets, send game message already. Okay, that should be working, but that's okay. I wouldn't stress about that too much. Did we spell anything incorrectly? Let's have a look. It's false here. Okay, so when we've collected the items, it becomes true, and then else if it's true, it will do this. Otherwise, it will be doing this. Okay, no, that's fine. Don't worry about that too much. We can actually look at that. I'm going to open it and stuff like that. Okay, far enough. If we drop these items, I want to see if we can actually re-pick them up. If we can, then there's a bug. Okay. No, we can't. Okay, so you can only collect it once, which is what we want it to do. Okay. So now that we've got these, let's click up these items. All right. We'll go speak to him. But what we should do as well, we should add that it's going to check if we have those items. Okay. So it goes, now you have completed and collected the items, you can go see the survival expert for your next task. You will learn about skills such as wood cutting, fire making, fletching, fishing, cooking, and soon we will restore the island. So when we've done that, we'll end up going, okay, he's done. We'll go to the next person, start working on him. And if we went to go back and speak to this dude, it will say, I no longer wish to speak to you, or something like that. That's what I'm going to put in chat, that he will no longer wish to speak to us, or it will be his dialogue, because we've completed him, and we don't want to go back and try manipulate things. We want to make sure he's no longer going to be able to do a thing. Just concentrate on the next one. Okay, and that is it pretty much for this tutorial, but maybe we should do something quickly. We'll do something on the spot and we'll get this flowing. So we were saying about where is it? Sorry, give me 2 seconds, people. It should be too bad. Okay, so if guy completed, we'll do it here quickly. So player dot get inventory dot contains item, and we need to type in 1351 comma to 1 bang. Okay, and we want to change this to 590, and the next one underneath was 303 then 946, so 946 and 303. I think it was 303. 303, I don't know if that's actually the item for it. Actually it is, never mind, don't worry, that's just something I'm thinking of. The fishing node itself is different than that. Okay, so 303, I'm going to control S and save. So we're going to say else if, and then we're going to say else if the player, so we want to do if, right? So if the player has this and this and this, okay, so if the player has all of this, right, then all of this we're going to copy and paste here, and otherwise we'll go else player dot get packets dot send game message, and you say you don't have all the items. Yeah, you don't have all the items just for now. Now we could either do it this way or we could do it without it. It doesn't really matter, but I'm not going to do it because we automatically start with the items, but this is just an example that we can do this sort of stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this else stuff. Okay, and I'm going to save. You can add it if you like, you can play around with it if you like, but this is how I'm going to have my code. And hopefully that was helpful for you guys. At the moment, I am writing up the code from scratch to work on the second part of this tutorial. It is 10:12 p.m. where I'm from at the moment, and I probably will be getting it done during the day tomorrow, or I will be completing it tonight. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it's completed tonight so I can write up another tutorial. and that way you guys get to have this directly in your hands. The reason why I'm writing it up scratch is because I did change my mind and I wanted to do something a bit different. Now, if this video was very helpful and everything else, make sure you hit that subscribe button, toggle the notification key, and also make sure you put a thumbs up and comment down below. And if you've got anything to talk about, discuss, or you want to know something, don't hesitate to ask. And you can also throw down anything you like in the comments about what we should probably implement in there. Give me some ideas and I'll work with your ideas and stuff so we can work as a group project, and I think that would be great. So I'll see you guys in the next one.